All right, here we go, diving deep into the world of the San Francisco 49ers as they kick off the mandatory minicamp of 2025. This camp is a crucial moment for the team. It's the final chance to get some real team practice before the official training camp starts at the end of July. The atmosphere around the camp was buzzing with anticipation, especially because there's so much to unpack about player conditions, team dynamics, and what the future might hold for the 49ers this season. One of the biggest storylines coming out of this first day is the progress of Brandon Aiyuk. This wide receiver has been in the spotlight recently, not just for his on-field talent, but also for some off-field drama that had fans and analysts talking. Aiyuk posted a photo of Terrell Owens on his social media, sparking speculation and discussions about his state of mind and feelings toward the team, especially in relation to his contract extension. People have wondered if he was genuinely happy before the extension or if it was a way to cool off after getting the new deal. But putting all the speculation aside, the real question was about his physical readiness. Coming off a serious ACL injury, his return timeline has been murky. However, at this minicamp, he was there jogging and even running some fake routes at around 10 to 20% effort. He wasn't decked out in full team gear, which signals he's not back to full strength yet, but simply being on the field and moving without hesitation is a promising sign. What really stood out was seeing his legs in shorts during some videos shared from the camp. When a player comes back from a torn ACL, one of the biggest concerns is muscle atrophy on the injured leg. It's common to see the leg get weaker and smaller because of the months of inactivity. But in Aiyuk's case, that wasn't the scenario. His legs look strong and healthy, indicating that his rehabilitation is on track. That's encouraging. News for the 49ers, who lost a key offensive weapon when he went down last season. The head coach, Kyle Shanahan, was clear that Aiyuk won't be ready for training camp, which aligns with the severity of his injury. He tore 3 ligaments in his knee back in October, week 7 of the previous season. That's a significant injury, far more severe than your average ACL tear. So patience is essential. It's not a quick comeback, and a timeline for his full return in 2025 is still uncertain. People have compared his situation to that of other players like Stephon Diggs with the New England Patriots, who was back on the field during OTAs despite having torn an ACL. But Aiyuk's injury was more complex and severe, and each player's recovery is unique. What matters is that he is visibly progressing and engaging with his teammates, helping out behind the scenes in a coaching capacity while also running routes at limited speed. These are exactly the steps you want to see during the grueling road back from such a brutal injury. And Aiyuk is not the only player dealing with an ACL recovery. Malik Mustafa is also coming back from the same injury, as is Curtis Robinson. The team also has Curtis Rohr, a 7th-round quarterback pick out of Indiana, rehabbing from ACL surgery. The team is managing these recoveries carefully because they know how critical these players are for the season ahead. Another player under the microscope is Ricky Pearsall. Kyle Shanahan mentioned Pearsall was healthy enough to participate in minicamp, but that the team wants him ready for training camp. Now, I'm a bit skeptical about that because Pearsall has been plagued by injuries over the past couple of seasons. He had a hamstring injury last offseason, then again this offseason, which raises concerns about his durability. On top of that, Pearsall suffered a gunshot wound last year, which derailed his playing time even further. Despite all of that, Pearsall's skill set is undeniable. He has gifted footwork, crisp route running, hands that rarely drop the ball, and he's dynamic after the catch, making plays and picking up yards. But what he really needs is consistency and health, plus the opportunity to build timing and chemistry with Brock Purdy, the team's quarterback. That's why it's worrying that Pearsall wasn't on the field during minicamp, especially since he needs those reps to sharpen the nuances of playing wide receiver at a professional level. Beyond these players, the team expects others to be ready by training camp in 6 weeks. Jawan Jennings, a wide receiver, is recovering from a calf injury, but expected to be full go. Defensive end Mike Williams is also dealing with a hamstring issue, while defensive tackle Alfred Collins is nursing a calf injury. Offensive tackle Andre Dillard had an ankle scope, and safeties Gear Brown and George Odom are working through ankle and knee cleanups respectively. Defensive lineman Ben Uros Moss is battling another knee injury. The team's depth at defensive end is crucial, especially with these injuries stacking up. Fans might worry, especially since the 49ers invested high draft picks in Mel Williams and Alfred Collins, but the team remains optimistic. Williams' hamstring is considered tight but not serious, and he has already participated in rookie minicamp and OTAs, which is promising. Collins, however, hasn't been seen on the field yet since the draft, so there's still some uncertainty there. Another storyline to keep an eye on is the kicking game. Jake Moody has been working on his kicking approach, and today in practice, he made 6 out of 7 field goal attempts. His new technique involves fewer steps and a slightly different alignment, which seems designed to simplify his routine and help him focus mentally. Last season, Moody struggled with consistency, missing some surprisingly easy kicks despite connecting on longer ones from 40, 47, 52, and even 55 yards. His mental state seemed fragile at times, but today's numbers and the new approach show potential progress. Ultimately, though, it will come down to game day performance, how he handles pressure, and the bright lights. Another encouraging sight was seeing veterans like Trent Williams and Nick BOSA at minicamp and OTAs. Williams, who only played 10 games last season and faced challenges protecting the quarterback, spoke publicly for the first time this offseason. When asked about retirement, he said he could play until he's 41, showing his commitment to keep competing at a high level. He also praised the new draft class, calling several pick steals that will contribute right away. On Brock Purdy's recent contract extension, Williams called it a Cinderella story and said it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, signaling strong belief in Purdy's future success. Defensive improvements are also on the horizon with the addition of Bryce Huff, acquired in a trade. Shanahan highlighted Huff's speed and ability to rush off the edge, something the team lacked since earlier successful defensive years. Huff's style fits perfectly into the 49ers scheme, offering the explosiveness and bend around the edge to pressure quarterbacks, which should complement Nick Bosa's presence. With players like Huff, Williams, Collins, and others, the pass rush unit could be much more effective than last season when inconsistency was a problem. On the offensive side, second-year wide receiver Jacob Cowing has impressed in OTAs, with Shanahan praising his offseason work and noting the team could be faster this year with players like Cowing, Jordan Watkins, DeMarcus Robinson, and Isaac Rendo. Purdy threw a couple of interceptions during practice, but Shanahan sees that as part of the learning process. For Purdy, who thrives under game pressure rather than in practice, making mistakes during workouts is a sign he's pushing his limits and improving. Shanahan explained that if quarterbacks never throw picks in practice, they're probably not challenging themselves enough. Purdy's aggressive mindset and willingness to fit balls into tight windows are exactly what the 49ers want to see developing. The team's energy and determination during this minicamp and OTA set the tone for what could be an exciting season ahead. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A stir is brewing within the San Francisco 49ers training camp, as whispers emerge of a heated altercation between two of their defensive titans, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, while details remain scarce and the team has yet to issue any official statement. Sources close to the organization suggest a significant bust-up occurred during a recent practice session. The alleged incident has sent shockwaves through the 49ers faithful, who view Bosa and Warner as integral pillars of their formidable defense. Bosa, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and Warner, a perennial All-Pro linebacker, are known for their intensity and competitive drive. However, reports indicate that this competitive fire may have boiled over, leading to a physical confrontation that briefly disrupted training. The exact cause of the supposed dispute is still under wraps, with speculation ranging from a disagreement over play calls to a particularly aggressive hit during drills. Whatever the catalyst, the notion of these two key players clashing raises immediate concerns for the team's cohesion as they gear up for the upcoming season. While it's not uncommon for tempers to flare in the highly charged environment of professional sports, an altercation of this magnitude between such high-profile players is certainly a cause for discussion. The 49ers are widely considered Super Bowl contenders, and any internal friction could potentially derail their ambitions. For now, the situation remains a topic of hushed conversations and anxious anticipation. The team's coaching staff will undoubtedly be working to address the rumored rift swiftly and privately. The hope among fans is that this alleged incident is merely a momentary blip, and that BOSA and Warner can quickly put any differences aside to focus on their shared goal of bringing a championship to San Francisco. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether this remains a fleeting rumor or develops into a more significant storyline for the 49ers. So, 49ers, that's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.